right now. We're jumping on into TYLOO taking on MVP, and it's a match pause, which is what we love to see. We're going to be looking at definitely an interesting map 3, considering how things have gone so far, with TYLOO starting it off well at the beginning of the series and then being a little bit quiet on their map pick of Mirage, even despite 8 rounds on their T side. They weren't able to close it out. Now we're on Inferno, where somebody has committed Sudoku. It's the teammate, the coach rather, for MVP. And as we roll on into it, the util bot up there on Summer means he's going to be getting a kit, of course. He's got 2 flashbangs, a buy that often signifies the kit is on its way. The other thing you can do with it is drop over like a P250 to one of your teammates. And that's what they've gone for over on the MVP, where Zeta's actually just bought a P250 for himself to kind of level out the fact that he doesn't have any armor. He can potentially one-shot headshot some of these counter-terrorists, although it's also possible with the Glock. Glocks are fun. Usually you get about 90 or so, though. Depends on your range. Moving over towards the A bomb site, let's see what's going to be rolling, as you've got Execute and Attacker going to be holding down. Nothing really happening just yet. It's been a slow round. Eventually a smoke going to be thrown. Utility being dispensed by the T side. And a Molotov in the pit is going to force them out, but no one's there to capitalize on the CTs that are out in the open. At least they know exactly where they are as they drop down and find both kills in pit. Another to go down for Zeta. And now things are a little bit awkward because Summer's completely stuck behind the smoke. Even still dishes out some damage through it. 4 versus 2. And with that building up, and a kid in play, it's possible, but the fact that there's no armor on Summer certainly doesn't help things. And the flank from Sign should pretty much ruin them. 1v4. And a situation where Summer is not looking too good. He wants to bail out of there, but he's being hunted down. Look at this, a stampede coming up behind him, and he has no chance of getting out of there alive. Shut down in the CT spawn. That is 1-0 as we start things off. MVP are looking good to me. We're, of course, here on map number 3 of the upper bracket semi-final, if I am reading things correctly. If I'm remembering things correctly, I should say. Elsewhere, Vici are taking on Boot, and that has also gone to a third map. It's almost over, though. 7-3 up for Boot at the moment. I think after this, we go down to either BTRG and Alpha Red or Rekka and eHome. We'll have to decide on that a little bit after. They'll be happening in about 30 minutes. Well, so it will be delayed. Don't worry. The next round will wait for us until this match finishes. So TYLOO holding over towards the B bomb site. Oh, no. Sign's got the bug as well. We're going to have to fix that in a minute. As the push comes in, Molotov's absolutely everywhere on the B bomb site. They're going to start the push very, very quickly indeed. TYLOO are in a little bit of an awkward spot. Being closed in on by SMGs is never ideal. The boost doesn't really work out for any kills up on top of the coffins. They should have spotted him. Execute's eventually taken down. Somebody's able to get some work done. Okay, a second kill as well. But what can you really expect from your team coming into this? Oh, excuse me. USPs are the only thing that they have in play. And if they can drop HSK, that'll be a really nice extra pick for them. But Sign being the one pushing forward makes it pretty unlikely. 2-0. Just to explain once more the invisible gun thing. He can see his gun. It doesn't affect his view model. It's only a problem on the Go TV that when you come into things, sometimes there's an issue where particles don't render. I think it's dependent on your connection to the server. But it's rebooted whenever you start recording a demo, so I'll sort that out in just a minute. Nice opening kills, 1-for-1 trades. That's MVP looking a little bit better. Especially considering the weapon they've lost is only going to be the UMP. They're happy enough to throw an SMG away for a 4v4, which obviously looks good for the T side, weakening out the defense, just spreading them out a little bit more thinly. Still some util left as they move over towards the B bomb site. Smokes are going to be thrown, covering off the CT angle and indeed coffins, pushing a player out in the open. And this is going to be pretty difficult for Bentet to actually hold down with. He's been a pretty consistent player, but I mean, oh, okay. The Molotovs, the smokes are just putting him into, like, he's literally stuck in the open. There's nowhere he can go, but he picks up 2 more kills. They line up for him. Easy for Bentet on 1 HP. He pulls it off, and the round goes over in favor of TYLOO. I thought he was dead for sure. He was like a goalkeeper between those 2 posts. Out in the open, no cover whatsoever, but he comes away with the spray down, and what a misplay by MVP. They've presented the opportunity now for TYLOO to get back into things. With a UMP in play and full weaponry outside of that, the CT side isn't looking too bad. The thing is about 4 Spies and Inferno, it's the most viable map for them, and okay, Zev's already down, being spammed on through the smoke. MVP are looking to take the A-bomb side. They're already a man down. Good nade goes through, dealing 50 or 40 to Sign. As they look to push on forward, this is where Summer's playing, so the UMP, but there's 4 players around here. Long's being watched, so 3 to look towards Pit. And although those smokes give them access there, they're using the utility to push them out in the open. TYLOO know exactly where they should be. Staxo still able to find a kill. His attacker just didn't expect him to be playing around that Molotov. Gets a little bit more awkward with Excurate being burnt alive! 100 HP damage done with the Molotov. Summer went down as well. A team kill even comes in. This round is crazy, but it's all on Bentet. Again, he has to try and pull off the clutch. It's a 1v3 this time. And a pretty difficult one for him to manage. A player in Pit and 2 on the bomb site. No utility to work with. He has to find that Pit player first, really. And he doesn't, as HSK eliminates him. That is the end of the round, 3-1. MVP are back on their high horse, and economically they are ahead once more. As TYLOO have to pull out, I mean, a few pistols, but that's really it. They can't afford a full investment, as they have a couple players super low. And with 4,600 on Summer, they're not going to buy nothing. I know they late buy. This team loves to late buy. Right, Summer's still not buy. There we go. Armor and a CZ. Hell, why would you buy in freeze time when you can just wait a little bit and let the T's game ground? They are moving over towards B, but we're going to see the deagle of somebody being pushed back by a Molotov. And eventually he's taken out very quickly by the AK-47s before he can get anything done. The kills going down early on. MVP are just shocking the banana area and finishing it off super quick. Muchos quico. It's an easy round, though. It's not one that we're too concerned about. Really, it's TYLOO's buy right here that we're worried about. If they can't get it on the board right now, that's where things start to become very, very scary. They're coming in with a FAMAS and a UMP, and MVP have already got 4 rounds on the board. A victory here with the full investment from TYLOO leaves it over to a potential 6-1 scoreline with just this 1 round won for MVP. Plus then a lot of economy control coming into the favor of the T side. Push comes out from Stacks in the back with a little bit of utility. A flashbang had completely blinded him, but hold on, the CTs aren't finished just yet. Excurate on the AUG finds another, and this setup's working relatively well as Summer lands another on the AWP. That closes it out with the 3-piece for Summer. It's 4-2. And MVP, okay, so they avoid getting their 6th round on the board early on, but they still have plenty of time to work with. TYLOO at this point are the ones that are falling behind. They're the ones that are looking a little bit worse for wear because their economy still isn't great and they're up against another, well, not a full buy from MVP. Certainly a full investment. Given HSK the AK-47. He's feeling it, okay. Fair enough. Nade to come down towards Banana. Shouldn't deal too much as MVP are focusing their attention. Oh, God. Never mind the nade. Somebody just keeps on getting it. Finds the spam through. I mean, the smoke was dissipating, but even still, he couldn't see him. And the glitch isn't there anymore where you can see through the smoke. As it's... Oh, hello? Somebody? The timing's perfect. I think he heard him land up close. And so he had the angle already being pre-aimed. Once he jumped around that corner, it was an easy kill. Somebody just locking down the bottom of Banana. And that pushes MVP towards A 100%. Somebody's alone on B. Rotation had come around from Ben Ted. He starts to go back to B just to help out a little bit if it's needed. Kind of playing in no man's land in between. It does give him a quicker rotation towards A if it's needed, though. This fake from HSK should work pretty well as he makes presence here. If he finds this kill, yeah, that's going to drag the rotations 100%. This is going to leave a much weaker A bomb site, as even Xcurit's going to start to move towards the B bomb with the Molotov down. It's a pretty well-sold fake. Bentet's very securely sat down towards B. There's Xcurit rotating over, and here's the full push. Making their way onto the bomb site itself. Great spray by Zeta as he finds one. We got to see a little bit more, though, because the CTs are still here. Attacker's found two. Attacker on another. He's pulled out the USP. You have time to reload, buddy. There's 9 seconds on the clock. The sign just keeps on pushing forward, but eventually Xcurit finds the trade. Attacker a little bit awkward there with the USP in hand. 4-3. TYLOO come out on top. But again, it costs them a lot of rifles, and so they have to keep investing and investing, and it's costing them in the long run. Well, MVP have come in here with a couple pistols, so this should be TYLOO getting back on the board. Getting in with a couple fly rounds. They're spreading out a little bit. With pistols in play and no armor, it is going to be a pretty difficult spot for them to recover. Like, the thing is, though, a couple kills will do them justice. If they find 2 on the board, that's going to be, okay, pretty hurtful for TYLOO. That push down middle was fairly unnecessary. As HSK finds the frag, he should be able to pick himself up a weapon as well. Maybe not. HSK goes down. And nothing to be found. But, again, just keep the damage rolling. If they can find just a few more kills, even one more would look perfectly fine for them. Especially if it's that AWP. If they can remove that, that's a huge bonus for them. Closing in the distance. It's a pistol versus pistol fight. Goes the way of Xcurit. No backup as the Molotov had completely cut off Zeph and Stack. So, and as they push forward... AWP's there to contend with. Nobody has a flashbang to push him off that angle. Don't know what auto director's doing there. Peek comes in. Xcurit's good for 1. Swings out, and a second connected as well. Another round for the CTs, and they only lose the 1 weapon. And it was a UMP as well. So it definitely could have been worse. Oh, look at that nade. Zeta and HSK both low. The AWP doesn't care if you're low. Xcurit? Dude, you okay? Relax. Okay, so that was a 2-for-1, but then Xcurit decided, you know what? Hell, I like a challenge. I want to defend B all by myself. Oh, please don't lose the round on the back of that. Scoped up, waiting for a peek to come in. MVP are inching forward. Util being deployed as we speak. Wallbang goes through. That's so much damage. The Molotov means they can't even push forward. Oh, actually they can. There's a little bit of a gap in it. It's not quite close enough. Excurit's about to go down by the looks of things. Holding on with the AWP. He doesn't know that he's wallbanged them. Oh, God. How awkward would this be to lose because of that wallbang, or because of the headshot team kill? The nade at least takes Zeph out, and now they know over towards Dark is clear, so they shouldn't move forward, being conscious of Banana. But do they suspect Sign to be in the pit? He's the lower HP player, and that time is ticking away. They've got to make a move. Another smoke goes over towards Banana. The Molotov will force Sign out in the open, where he finds one. Down goes... Oh, no. Stax has actually picked up both. Down goes Excurit over towards the coffins, but Summer manages to find it as well, and literally, because Excurit has killed his teammate, they lose the round. Oh, that is the most awkward thing that's happened so far. This game has been just crazy. So many weird things going on. Just doesn't make sense. MVP at this point. I mean, 5 rounds on the board, and this really should be TYLOO in the lead right now. Now TYLOO were left over to a weak bye. Again, they've lost so many players in the rounds that they're winning. Now we've seen MVP getting the damage on the board and keeping that economy a little bit low for TYLOO. With an AWP, 2 rifles, an SMG, and somebody's literally got a P2000. See, he's literally playing with a P2000 holding B solo. That is professional as hell. Alright, I respect it. Coming over towards the A bomb site, we're already going to see the opening go back 1 for 1. Excurit already going to be taken down. Flashbang is perfectly timed to take Attacker out of the game. He's not able to get much done as he was full blind, and eventually he's going to be eliminated, leaving Bentet with an AUG to go for a save. Somebody's got armor, full armor. Again, he's got full armor and a P2000 against the T side. Hello? You see, if that was a P250, we could be looking at a different scenario. I mean, misclick? It doesn't make sense. Why would you take utility? Okay, utility, you're holding B solo. I get that, but no head armor. You can afford no head armor up against majority AKs and take a P250, so you can at least do damage instead of just playing for info. Now, Bentet's being hunted down. He needs to tuck in the close left corner. You don't want to take a fight right now, Bentet. Okay, well, he goes for it. If they had pushed around the corner, it could have been awkward. 6-4. I gotta say, TYLOO are scaring me at this point. MVP came in as the underdogs, it's fair to say, into the series overall. But with the recent form of TYLOO, it's not necessarily the most, and not necessarily the cleanest of victories. Sign's already claimed one onto somebody. Now, this is a pretty weak round. Obviously, you're expecting TYLOO to play a little bit more aggressive. The AUG's already going to be dropped, though, which means Summer, he's all alone on the bomb site. With a USB, he shouldn't be able to get too much done. Completely flashed. He tries to ninja it a little bit as he was blind. Just hide there and hope they don't see you, but of course, they did. Now, the best chance for the round to be a success is for Excurit to save this weapon. Is it going to happen? Yes, it will. Because he's taking a kill, and he'll be able to bail on out of there with... Okay, great kill found. To me, Attacker right there should run away towards the CT spawn, wrap around towards T bridge, and save the AK with Excurit. But now we're into what should be a 7-4 scoreline. There's pretty much no way TYLOO win this, past just cheating. With MVP finding themselves the 7th round on the board, you've got, what, a couple weapons in play for the T side. That will be maybe a little bit, well, not even necessarily, because Sign can just get dropped over a weapon. Take armor, take utility. It'll be fine. TYLOO, I'm just surprised TYLOO are struggling so much right now. That's a shame, because coming into today, they were looking favorites to top the bracket in the upper bracket, but at least make it to the upper bracket final, which is happening tomorrow. But for the looks of it, it could very well be MVP rolling on through to there. Okay, Zed is able to jump up mid. I don't know how he's able to get that kill, but fair enough. Accurate, apparently only accurate for teammates as he goes down. MVP are at a man advantage, moving over towards the A bomb site. Attacker's got himself an AUG. Flashbangs are going in. There's MVP can still have a lot of players that can see, though. As they close in the distance, one on the board, they know exactly where Summer is, and Zeph's quick to claim that quick double. And quickly finish off a quick round. TYLOO 2v4. AWP picked up. They've got an M4 and barely any economy, so once more, it's got to be a save from this CT side, and you got to say, it's not ideal at this point. Rolling on up Banana. Relocating over to his teammate. That's Bentet sitting over towards the church. Chilling out, relaxing, and having fun. Because MVP shouldn't be able to get anywhere near them. The closest player is towards the bottom of Banana. Actually going into T-spawn, so doesn't really matter. Weapon successfully saved over. But the question is, like, with 8 rounds on the board, MVP have already had a phenomenal T side, and they're not showing any signs of slowing down right now. So at what point do we call time of death on TYLOO? Push comes forward. Zed is able to find one and at least bring it in to a man advantage early on for the T side. And TYLOO again just get torn apart by losing their AWP. Excurate has to bail off over towards the bomb side. He's going to play on coffins, try to catch them off. But this has just been such a one-sided game. I mean, the fact that TYLOO have 4 on the board is inconsequential. MVP are just consistently getting these rounds up on the board favorably as well. Even when TYLOO were winning rounds, they were surviving with like 2 to 3 players. MVP, they're angling towards Banana, but they want to throw a little bit of fake utility towards A first, drag over some rotations. It's a good idea. Bentet's going to completely commit, there's the words, towards the A-bomb side as the push comes on through. Attacker goes through the smoke, CZ in hand, only finds one. The B-bomb side's quickly overwhelmed. The 2v3 retake needed. Summer's got a CZ, an M4 in the hands of Bentet, and once more, opportunities are there for TYLOO to connect, but it's going to fall apart. But just the CZ to pull it off. A 1v3. It's possible. There's an M4 there to be picked up. He's managed it. 20 bullets left. Hell, it's enough to take all 3 of these players down with the low HP on Sign and HSK. He's got a kit as well. No utility to use as he pushes on forward. Looking towards Banana. The problem is he's so worried about the bomb site. Even if he finds a kill on Banana... Oh my god, no! Everybody is like 25 HP between them. That's so unfortunate. They're just going to go for the save, obviously, early on. I mean, this is the time he could ninja, but he's on out of there. It's 9-4. MVP with another round on the board, and it's a pretty consistent situation right now. I mean, that round right there was about as close as it gets. One nade could have killed them all. But it doesn't happen, and MVP at this point, they're just feeling way too dominant. It's hard to see a way back in for TYLOO. 9 rounds on the board on Inferno T side. Now, just think back to what we said before the game. TYLOO were way better on the CT side in general on Inferno than their T. And nades go down. This could be a little bit dangerous. There's somebody swinging out. He lands one. This could be the round that changes things for TYLOO. But with only the 1 kill in their favor, maybe not. Like, it's worth it mentioned, TYLOO have only found 5 opening kills so far, and I think they've converted 4 rounds where like the 4 rounds they've got were where they had the opening kill. So an 80% conversion rate, and that sticks with, I mean, I think they're about 76 in general. So on paper, this should be a round that they win. The smoke down in Banana. And okay, flashbang onto Summer, but he's not really getting anything for it. It's just a fake towards A. The utility deployed like it's a good idea, but it won't obtain too much here. They've already gone to pretty passive setups, given up control along for the most part, just spotting it. As the push comes over towards B, you've got somebody pushed out by the Molotov. What is that shot? Zeta gets taken down, and the rotation towards A begins. But the problem is somebody's already down Banana. He knows exactly what's going on. Summer manages to find one, spots another on short as well. The flashbang off the door to allow him to re-peek. They have no idea, and they're torn apart by it. TYLOO on a 5th round. Finally, they're back in. Back alive. But still, 6 rounds is the best possible scoreline for them. And on the CT side, I don't want to give too much hope to them. We need to see a big shift in what so far today has been their main problem. Their terrorist side has been pretty poor with the exception of the previous map. So as we come in here, this has to be the round for TYLOO, first of all. Then I want to see the pistol round go their way and them close in the gap. MVP are the ones calling a pause here. And that again feeds into just how good these guys are, how well their mentality is formed right now, that they're taking a pause, even being so far ahead. 9 rounds on the board on T side is phenomenal, but they are not giving up. They are taking this game 100% seriously, and that's maybe something that TYLOO are going to suffer from, because coming in as the underdog here for MVP has left them in a situation where they do not want to give anything away to the other team. It's going to be fast progress towards the top of second middle as they take a little bit of apps control. Somebody again going to look for the spams down Banana. This has been a pretty consistent feature of his B hold. He's all alone and forced up close by the Molotov. Luckily though, MVP are not going to be pushing on the back of it. Oh, Bentet manages to connect one. Low HP as well on Staxo as the push comes over towards the bomb site itself. Excurate's flashed off the angle, still able to pick up one. Goes out for a second and lands it as well. Eventually eliminated by Zeta. Peeking in towards the bomb site. A second is secured, but his team are still on the back foot. Sign has got a 1v2 to win, and somebody's got the position to find the kill. Summer was full blind on the bomb site, but he served as perfect bait. It's 9-6. TYLOO are behind by a pretty big margin over on their terrorist side, but they started to come back into it in the last couple, so maybe, just maybe, they can make this work. If they find the pistol round, they certainly have enough rounds to work with that it's not outside of the realms of possibility. So we just gotta wait for the players to ready up, then we'll jump right back on into things. But TYLOO at the moment, their T-sides in general aren't terrible. The thing that has changed a lot though, throughout this game, or throughout just TYLOO in general today, they haven't felt like themselves. You look at the last time they played against MVP, it was here on Inferno. We saw a much different team coming out of that matchup. TYLOO managed to find 9 rounds on their CT side, which is pretty decent. And then after winning the pistol in the T side, they ended up finishing 7-1 on their terrorist side, closing out the game there in that final round. So the reality is, it's certainly possible for things to swing over into favor of TYLOO if they have that strong start over on the terrorist side. It's just a question of whether they're going to be able to do that today, because so far they haven't seemed on form at all. To those asking for the score of the series, it's 1-1. This is the final map. Map numero 3. TYLOO came in. I mean, they came in looking like they were going to win it overall. As soon as they picked up Train, that should have really been it. Moving over to their map pick of Mirage, one that looks better for them in general. But today we've seen their struggles in Mirage over in the first matchup against eHome, and it's followed through to right now, where they're taking on MVP. Like we said, hopefully there'll be a bit of a different outcome on the finale map. T sides have been weak in 4 out of 5 maps so far. No, 3 out of 4 maps so far. This is their chance to recover it. Pistol round win is almost essential. The players are readied up. We're jumping on into things. 9-6. TYLOO have brought themselves a bit of utility in here. Execute and Bentet both taking smokes. Bentet's not having quite the game that we've seen from him before, even so far today. Ooh, things are getting risky as Zeph is taking a bit of damage early on. Over towards B, though. Look at this stack that's coming in from the CT side. They are looking very good as the T start to come up. HSK probably going to remain undetected. You've got Zeph taking the opening peaks. He's already lit down to 40, though, so he can't stick around too long. They're spotting over towards sandbags as well, and this is not looking good at all. 3 kills come in very quickly for the T side, and they've overwhelmed the B bomb site. The plant's going to go down for free. And with Sign and Stacks having to go in for a retake, I think it's about time to save these weapons over. Realistically, can't expect a whole lot from them. Okay, Stacks go in with 1. They've got armor to carry forward, but it's not the biggest of deals. If they lose it, the thing is, though, 2 versus 4, time limited, no kid in play. You just want to get out of there. Carry that armor forward to the next round. Take a force buy. See what you can do. It's Inferno, CT side. That's where the force buy can definitely have a lot of impact. And this is very similar to how things went down last time these teams played. Where TYLOO found the pistol. They came up against a force buy in the next round. They won that. And obviously a free eco round. MVP won the 4th and then lost every round from then on. Is this going to be history repeating itself? Push down mid early on. This is a little bit frisky from MVP. It works out as Stacks is the one to claim the opening jewel. Continuing to aggress, though, isn't looking all too good for the CTs. As Stacks is eliminated eventually, they have no idea Sign is here. They should have heard the steps, but I don't think they realize. As 1 kill goes in, Bentet's quick to trade. But quick to trade might not be quick enough. Into a 3 versus 2. Where TYLOO have control over the bomb, sure, but they don't have any information. Oh no, and with the lack of information, you have to take a gamble. You have to go towards one of the bomb sites. They choose B. There's 2 players here, as you can see. The boys coming up banana, throw a little bit of utility over. This could get awkward very fast. Up close. Oh, Zeph gets lit down by a team nade, actually. That's a little bit awkward. He's down to 58 HP. A very easy kill for these guys to connect, but they're not looking at him, so he's able to catch them off guard, saving over an AK and bringing it 10-7, winning out the 2nd round. MVP are coming close. They're starting to ramp up the performance over on that CT side, now getting themselves at the weapons that they, well, maybe not all the weapons they need. Stacks and Sign won't be able to take rifles anyways. Zeph can drop over an M4. There you go. Zeph's dropping the M4. Stack's probably going to take a FAMAS here. A weaker weapon would also be viable, but yeah, the FAMAS is probably the better choice, all things considered. In case you got to go for some retakes and take the longer range fights. (10-7). Nades going down towards Banana early on. Don't connect anything, but the smoke should lock the terrorists out of making progress there. MVP don't save over any of that information, though. So instead, it's going to be a passive B hold, not giving them the information that, of course, the push is coming in. That's a weird-ass angle. What is going on? There we go. That's the one I wanted. As we come in towards the B apartments, it's smoked. Completely ruining my angles. There we go. Walking on up the stairs, completely uncontested. The CTs instead are over towards the bomb site itself. Holding down on the site, the pit, and over on long, as you see there. Utility going to be expanded a little bit as they look to just barrel out. This is a little bit dangerous because they've not got any mid control just yet, so the pit players are going to arrive a little bit early. Somebody's just spamming away, hoping that there would be someone there, but it's not going to be the case. Comes up behind them, dancing through the smoke, eventually going to be taken down. And this is a very awkward round. All things taken into account. Summer, oh... He was so close, just one bullet needed onto Sign, and he was on him a couple of times through the smoke, but never actually shot. I was a little bit scared for him. But Sign survives, and that's an extra weapon carried forward. Opening battle doesn't go to... Oh, okay, maybe does go well. I thought out in the open, Sign would be endangered of these pistols taking him down, and sure, he went down eventually, but they have an SMG in play. He's easily going to be able to walk forward, take that M4, get a reload on, and carry it forward. Yes, indeed, without being dropped. The fight from Banana and the spams through the smokes served their purpose, and he's eventually going to be taken down. Now on 12-7, MVP face their real challenge. TYLOO coming out with a full buy, AKs in play. They're not able to get any AWPs on the board, though. Well, I don't know what Auto Director is doing today, but we're going to take over a little bit. HSK is able to find a double right down Banana. And this is on a full buy. So, not great, to say the least. TYLOO losing their opening jewels so heavily, returning a little bit of damage for it, but realistically, it's just not enough. They've got to do more than this. Three versus 5. MVP holding down with a strong A hold, a strong B hold. I mean, they've got information being spotted. Zeta's got an AWP as well. So smoke is about to be thrown over towards long. They're going to try to take A. It's an even 3v3. So this is going to be a very, very difficult fight to win for the T side, especially as they don't spot out over. And Pit is Stacks picking up a quick double and leaving just one player alive. It's Bentet trying to pull off a 1 versus 3. An AK in hand, and as he jumps up in the air, he is taken down one final time. The AK falls to the floor for TYLOO. An MVP should face off against a weak buy now, just a couple pistols. And at this point, they've already got their CT economy secured by quite a long shot. Best of 3, number 2 of the day is almost at its end. MVP are looking favored to take it over the line as they'll have 14 rounds secured after this one. That is assuming they walk away with it, which you would think, but TYLOO still do have a couple pistols in play, and they can cause some serious damage from time to time. Zeta's going to be the one opening it up onto Bentet towards the top of middle. Bailing on out of there afterwards, just holding passive on long. And the push will come in over towards the A-bomb site. Staxo is going to be holding down with an AUG. Starts to try to pick them up as they cross over towards the bomb site, but he's not able to do so. All the damage done, but it doesn't matter. Kills are kills. TYLOO putting it on the board, and okay, Zeta's able to clutch it out with a 4K. P250. Now remember, everybody was one shot, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. But if he had a fall in there, that would have been a very difficult clutch to pull off, because TYLOO would have had time to dig into positions and make it very, very difficult for MVP. MVP on 14 rounds now. Look at their economy secured. If they lose this round, they've still got another full buy in the back pocket fairly handily. I'm assuming Zeph and Zeta should drop over AUGs to Sign and Staxo would make sense. Just keep the economy a little bit level. Although generally you want to keep the economy stacked on your AWPer. Now they're going to buy them up themselves. An M4 and an AUG. As the rest of the team keeps over the money to drop a little bit later on if they need to, and Zeta can still get an AWP. Economy game working out well. For MVP, they've at least got another round after this where they won't look too poor. The shots through the wall not landing just yet, as Zeph is going to be the one taking opening contact. He goes down eventually in 1-for-1 trays. We're waiting to see what Zeta can do with the AWP, but he's got support. HSK has come in to help him out a little bit. As TYLOO backed off of Banana, but eventually they're going to start going towards the top again. They want to execute this bomb side, and it's going to be dangerous as HSK swings out. He finds two. It should be enough. With only Summer left alive. Towards the bottom of Banana, as Zeta found the second last kill of the round, perhaps. Second last terrorist for sure. As Summer inches forward, he's just made a step as well. Coming up on top of the boxes, trying to catch Zeta off, but trained in on the angle. A two-piece to bring it 15-7. TYLOO's economy does allow for one more buy. They'll get AKs out. Their utility will be suffering a little bit. An MVP, one round away from victory, and this would be such a dominant scoreline for them. 16-7. Nobody would have predicted this coming into the series overall, but you could just see TYLOO today have been off form. Luckily, even if they do lose here, there is a lower bracket, and they'll also have until tomorrow to play there. So they'll get a little bit of time to sit down, think about what's gone wrong. And a lot of people have pinned this to be the final. The MVP versus TYLOO. I personally see more of an MVP versus Vici. Definitely upper bracket final, obviously, but maybe not obviously, actually. Let me check the status of that game. Oh, it's in overtime. Wow, okay. So it could be Booth that's in there as well. Booth, not a team I'm too familiar with, but Vici struggling against them. That certainly looks interesting. Zeta's going to peek down towards the bottom of middle and spot out one, taking the shot onto Bentet right away. And the man advantage swinging over towards the CT side is not a good sign to start off a potential comeback, but the trade at least goes in. That makes things look slightly better, as a little bit too greedy on the AWP. Zeta's taken down. Signs up close, and this won't be suspected. He's getting so aggressive and catches a kill with the AUG. Now towards the bomb site itself. And Molotov goes down to stop any push coming through the apartments. And in the apartments is exactly where TYLOO were sitting. Sign goes in. That's so aggressive. HSK spotted out in the open as well. Do they know that Stax is here? I don't think so. He picks up them both. With the AUG scoped in, finishes off the round, and it's 16-7. What a phenomenal game that has been.